Well, hey everybody, it's Tom here. Welcome back to my shop. So the boring mill project is done. A lot of work. Thanks for watching the series. I appreciate it. And as I mentioned at the end of the outro, it's time to make some tooling. So let me grab the camera, take you over to the boring mill and show you our first project. I think the first thing I want to make for this machine is a taper lock key. Some people refer to it as a Davis draw key. So what it does is, let me get in frame here so you guys can see that. So when you put your Morse taper tooling in, you know, it's held by the taper, and then of course, you know, driven by the tang also. But all your force is that way because you're pushing this way, right? You know, so it keeps it in. Well, let's say you bore a hole and you want to chamfer this side of the hole. So now you're going in. So you want to make sure that this Morse taper doesn't lose its lock and pull out. So that's why you've got an extra slot here. And then we move you up because you probably can't see it from there. So you've got the slot there. So that's your retaining slot for your key. And of course there you run your taper pin there to break the seal and, you know, drive your tooling out. Let me get you down over here. So there's a couple variations. Don't know how well you're going to be able to see it. The printer didn't do a good job. I don't know why. I put fresh ink in it. It just may be that the image that I took off and then saved it and tried to you know, reproduce it and come out well. So here's one. So basically the key is the shape of the slot, and you've got this, they're using a cap head screw, and then you just screw this either up or down. Obviously you pull it up, it'll tighten, down you loosen it. And so it'll draw up in there and it'll hold your tooling. Here's another rendition. Here, said you probably can't see it very well. But it's the same basic concept here. You've got your screw that you're going to screw down, got a wedge, and all it does is push this body here. So you've got right in the middle, and that's going to lock it in. And let me see here, bear with me. I got a couple of photos you guys can see better. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm talking about. So there it is there. Come on. Of course, when I'm filming, it doesn't want to cooperate. Come on, phone, really? There's the image that didn't print off very well. It's a little bit better. And then here's that, I guess that's the Davis draw key, maybe. Does that make sense, guys? So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with, come on. Don't you just love technology when it doesn't want to work? I think I'm going to go with this design. It's pretty simple and it'll work. So let me get some stock, get a few dimensions on our slot here, and then we'll get started. To get an idea of what that angle was, I'm just going off the picture. I'm getting 11.5 degrees, so we'll just round that baby up to 12. Call it good. Well, I got lucky digging in the materials locker. Found this piece of 1/2 inch. Perfect width. Now, I know you guys probably can't see the layout lines very good. I'm just trying to move it around and see if you guys can. So, screw's gonna go like right there. I think what I want to do is just go ahead and we'll cut it to size, and I'll cut out that little section right there, which is that section. And then next order operations, I'm thinking about running a corner around an end mill, and we can get the radius that we need. It'd probably be easier just go over to belt sander and just, you know, and then get her done that way, which I might end up doing, but we'll see. You know, it'd be more accurate to use a corner rounding end mill. And once we get those rounded, then drill through, and then I'll need to drill a larger hole here for a through hole, and then tap this section. And then I think lastly, then what we would do is we come in, we cut it and separate it. So I think that's a good order of operations, so I'm not backing myself into a corner. So let's head over to the bandsaw. Figured good time to put a fresh blade on the old do-all here, since the blade on there now has got a few chipped teeth. So we'll just change this one out with a new one, and of course it's a good time to clean all the chips and everything else that's accumulated in here. Give you a shot of the bottom. Nothing fancy though. That's what it looks like there underneath. Of course, probably getting blown out by the sun there, aren't you? See, I got some swarf down there to clean out. But she's been a good saw. 1943 model. ML16, so. Cut so much nicer with a fresh blade, not missing any teeth, going ka-clunk, ka-clunk, you know. Slow going, but it's working. I think I picked a bunch of these corner rounding end mills up off eBay, so you know, I'm a victim to how sharp or how dull they are, but it seems to be cutting okay. It's taking a while, but I'll keep at it, and I'll bring you back, I guess, when I'm done on that and ready to you know, drill and you know, tap that hole. Alright, we're done. A smidgen of a line right there. Didn't get it perfect, but it was pretty darn good there. I think we just hit it on the belt sander just a smidgen. Make it nice, and that part will be done. Well, got a little bit of a change of order of operations. So while I was laying in bed last night, you know, waiting to fall asleep, I started thinking about this. And, you know, originally I wanted to go ahead and drill this and then tap it and then cut it, but then I thought, well, if I do that, this is going to be sitting lower now because of the thickness of the saw blade that took this out, you know. So now the hole's not going to really line up right, as you can see. Probably not. Hang on, let me change hand positions. So now you can see it's a little bit lower. Let's see if I can do this with 3 hands. Hang on. Oh, here you go. Here's some Dicom. That'll help me out here. So if we put it like that, keep the Dicom from shooting out, because now you can see that we got just that much lower. So went ahead and cut this off, and you know, I had to saw this by hand, so it's not perfectly straight. I think what we're going to do is we're going to kiss this on the surface grinder, so we have 2 nice flat and straight surfaces, so it'll slide well. And then we'll come back and you know, drill and tap, because I think I can still hold it in the vise, even it being 2 pieces. So that's the plan. Still just hitting the high spots, but I'm almost cleaned up, so I can start taking a full pass here. Not real exciting when you're surface grinding. That's the high spot there, obviously. So I finished surface grinding this surface here, this here, and I kissed these, so they're nice and perpendicular. Now I've been trimming this piece down so we have some adjustment, and I mean, this is not much left, and we still don't have enough to lock in. Let's see if I can do this on camera here. See, still not locking in. It still needs to go higher, which means there's not going to be hardly anything left there. So I think I'm going to have to remake this part and, you know, take it out. So instead, when I cut it there, I should have just taken it all the way out farther, you know, until it was a sharp point. So I need more meat on this baby. So I'll just remake this off camera, and nice slide though. And then we'll, I guess you guys will meet me over at the mill, and then we can drill and tap. But it's coming along, you know, just having to design it on the fly. Just hard to think of every scenario, you know what I mean? Okay, so finally we are done after a lot of fiddling and trying to get it right. Took it over to surface grinder. Let's see, took 20 thou off, tested it. Another 20, test it, and then 10. So now we're at a good position. So you can see this was the new one we made, and that was the original one. There's the difference, so you can see height-wise. And do it just, you know, fast and down and dirty. I just took it over to the belt sander, and not bad, I would think. I mean, sometimes I know as machinists we don't want to do it the right way, and let's go over there and use the corner rounding end mills and take our time and get it perfect, and then or go over to the belt sander, zip, 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 check, zip, zip, and you're done. This is a lot quicker. So sometimes the down and dirty way is the better way. I know we're all hard-headed when it comes to that stuff. So here's the fit. Sorry if the camera shakes, you're on the table, and this table's wood. But so she walks in good right there. That's what we're looking for, about even on each side. Obviously I'm off a smidgen, and then when they pull her out, so she's going to be just like that. So we'll have just a little bit of a gap. So I think we're good, but took it over to the horizontal, and we've got a new issue. So let me show you what we got going on. Hopefully you guys can see it pretty good. I got you hanging upside down. So this is the slot where the taper lock key goes, and obviously this is the slot where you drive your wedge to remove your taper tooling. So now if we go in, see, that would be where the slot would line up perfectly. As you can see, we're not seated. Now we're seated. So yeah. So I guess over time people have kissed the board to get it to take out any irregularities, or if tooling is spun or whatever has damaged the inside of the bore. So now everything's sitting a little farther back. So I'm thinking we'll have to just slot this piece of tooling here, and then on all my other tooling that we're going to have to put slots in, we'll just know where to put it here instead of farther back. So yep, another side project. Time to tap it. 5/16/18. This part is 1.5 inches long, and I don't see any reason why we need that much thread engagement. So I'm just going to run the tap down. I mean, if we have about 1/2 inch or so of threads, that should be plenty just to pull this thing snug. That way you don't have to worry about trying to go deep and break a tap or anything. So I think that's going to be the game plan here, and then we can just clearance the other side of the hole, so the bolt can go through, no problem. I think that's the plan. Just gonna finish hand tapping her. Be on the safe side. Got you over here at the Inco lathe. So what I want to do, I want to retain this cap head screw. So I need to cut a groove in there to put this nice little E-clip. So figured I'd show you this kit from KBC Tools. So they call it the mini thin grooving and cutoff tool set. So we've got different width cutoff blades. So it's 073, 64, 52. I got a 44 thousandths in there now, and then a 35 thousandths. So pretty handy set. Zero. Might need to slow it down a little bit, get a little bit of chatter. Yep. See, that's better. Yeah, we can work with that. We can go in a bit. No. establish my zero. Alright, let me see what we got. Not much more. Glad I checked. Give it a test fit. I think we're there. And dropping this in the tray. Oh baby, I think I need a tappy. Hang on. See if that'll work. Let's see if I can get her on here. There you go. All right. It's nice and snug. Sweet, that'll work. Well, there it is. Finally done, complete. A little more involved than I thought, you know. Especially just trying to get this height right. But there's the E-clip, so now it's retained. So, nice little extra feature. And then we've got nice sliding surfaces, because I surface ground, you know, this surface here, underneath there, this side, that side, and then these two sides there, so they'd at least be, you know, square with one another when I went to drill. So I think we have us finally one taper lock key. Of course, now I gotta make sure I put the slots in the taper tool in the right spot, since it's not going to locate like this one over here is off. Still a little gritty in there. I tried to clean the threads out really good, but it's still got a smidgen of gunk in there, I guess. So there she is, pulled up tight. Bring her down so we can stick her in here. Let me get it this way. Just make sure I can get it in frame. Sorry for the shakiness. We're on this wooden table of mine. So this main body would have to be centered up. And then we pull her tight like this. Of course, it'd be easier if it was in the spindle. You can see it getting drawn up in there. Boom. So that's how she would work. So it's got this grabbed real well, and of course then this would be sticking out into the spindle itself, so she can't pull out. So, one taper lock key. Now I may clean this up and cold blue it, not sure yet. You know, it'll be a little bit nice extra feature, but you know, it's not needed. So in retrospect, I don't know if it'd have been easier to make this one or not, since this one here had a lot more going on. I guess we could have done a little more math and it made my life easier, but I don't know who wants to do math. You just want to build it, right? So having to you know, make a second one. Oh well, I think I'm going to keep these just in case. You never know. Don't you want to play? Did I wear you out throwing it, huh? Let's get a little playtime in. What do you say, buddy? You ready? You having a good day? We're in here on a Saturday working, aren't we? It's raining outside. Couldn't do any yard work, so we're doing shop work, huh? Alright. Drop your toy and I'll toss it. I know. Come on. You know how the game's played. I got it. Haha. Good boy. Well, there you go. One taper lock key. Hope you guys enjoyed the quick build. Well, quick for you. Couple days for me. Now we got to make a couple arbors and start on the boring bar. So I think that's what's going to be next week's video. Not sure which one I'm going to pick, but hopefully you guys will enjoy it. It'll be a little more machining. So thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Welcome all my new subscribers to the channel. Leave comments down below. Thumbs up always help the algorithm. And we'll catch you next week. See ya. Bye.